Morning everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to go through HYSS Secondary School E-Math Paper 1, Prelim 2022. Okay, so given that we have this, find the value of m and n. Okay, for this, we're going to need to see that 1003 to the power of 1003 is the same as 2 to the power of 1000 times 2 to the power of 3, which is 8 times 2 to the power of 1000. Okay, so therefore 2 to the power of 1003 plus 2 to the power of 1000 equals to this is 8 times of 2 to the power of 1000 and this is 1 time, so 8 plus 1 is 9 times 2 to the power of 1000, which is 2 to the power of 1000. 9 is actually 3 squared, right? So we actually have m equals to 1000 and n equals to 2. Question 2, we have the first 4 terms of the sequence, 27, 24, 21, 18. We see that everything is decreasing by 3, so we just need to minus 3 4 more times, and you will get 6. Okay. Find an expression in terms of n for the nth term of the sequence. So the first term is 27, second term is 24, so 27 minus 3 n minus 1. So 27 minus 3 n minus 1 is an arithmetic progression. The first term 27, common difference 3, which can be simplified to 30 minus 3n. Okay, and you can verify that that will be the case. The first term will be 30 minus 3, which is 27. The second term is 30 minus 6, which is 24, and so on. So 30 minus 3n. Will negative 31 be a term of the sequence? Okay. Well, we let negative 31 equals to 30 minus 3n and try to solve for n, which gives n equals to, well, 20.3, which is not a whole number. So quite simple. This is pretty standard. We've probably done this a couple times. Alright, question 3. We have this diagram. AB and DC are the same, and AC and DB are also the same. So there's that, we have this, and we have that. The lines BD and AC intersect at T prove that triangle ABC and DCB are congruent. So I don't know, you can see it's actually a side relation. So we have, so whenever you do congruence or similarity, just make sure that you label the corresponding sides correctly. So AB equals DC given AC is DB, which is also given, and then finally BC is common, right? So we have 3 sides. By the side congruence property. Explain why TBC is an isosceles triangle. Okay, so for this, they are congruent triangles, right? So that means that these two angles will be equal. Then they are base angles of isosceles triangles. ACB and DCB, right? Okay, ABC, DCB. So ACB, DBC will be the angles to label. So this implies that angle ACB equals to angle DBC, which are the base angles of the isosceles triangle TBC. Okay. Question 4, we have a product of prime factors, 450 as a product of the prime factors. Okay, so this is the ladder method, right? So you have 2, so make the ladder a bit, as long as you need 225. 225 divides by 3 to give 75. This divides by 3 again. So this is 25, this is 5, this is 5, 5, and of course you get just the 1 at the bottom. So it will actually be 2 times 3 squared times 5 squared. Find the highest common factor of P in 450. So when you want to find HCF, so P equals to, we leave a space here, 3 power 3 times 5 times 7 square, and 450, this is 2 to the power, sorry, this is just 1, 2, times 3 squared times 5 squared. Okay, so always pick the, actually if you want you can write 2 to the power 0 times this, then this times 7 to the power 0. When you want highest common factor, you always pick the smallest power. So we pick 2 power 0, 3 square, and 5, and 7 power 0. So that will be this times this. Okay, so it will be 45. And in fact, you can write down what P is. P is 27 times 5. P is 27 times 6615. Okay. But the highest common factor will be 45. Find the smallest integer such that 450m is a multiple of P. Okay. So we want to find the power so that we can get P itself. Now we cannot do anything about the 2 because we want an integer. So what we need is to just add the powers up so that we get the higher power. So we need one more 3 to make the 3 power 3 here. We don't need any more 5s, and we need 2 7s. So this will be 147. Okay. Find the value of A and B such that P times A over B is a perfect cube, where A and B are prime numbers. Okay, let's see. So that is to say that we only want one factor, right? So P is this thing. Okay, we want to get rid of this. Don't have a 2, by the way, so this is 5 power 1. We don't have any 2 here, so we don't need to do anything. But we have a 5 here, which is a bit annoying, right? And we want 7 cube probably, because we have 7 square already. So we just need A to be so we need A to be 7 and B to be 5, right? Okay. Because this will give us 3 cube times 7 cube, and there's no more 5 term. Question 5, we have this graph sketch. Point half half is shown in the x, sketch the graph of y equals 2x cubed. So we know that the x cube graph looks something like that, but the problem is where does it actually pass through? Does it pass through the point or not? Now it actually turns out that it does not pass through the point. If you put in half into here, you only get a quarter, so it should actually come around somewhere down here. It should come below the point, so it will look something like that. Okay. Then on the other side, it will similarly come down this way. Yeah. Okay. So this part of the curve will actually lie below this point. Okay. Question 6, we have this, find the value of y. Okay. So this is actually 7 power negative 1. So this is 7 power minus 3y equals to 7 to the power of 3 over 5. Because they are the same base, we can get rid of the base. So negative 3y is 3 over 5. Y is negative 1 over 5. Okay. Simplify the following. Okay. So let's see. Well, I want positive indices, so what I can do is I can rewrite this as this term can be rewritten as, I'll take the reciprocal first, then I'll square, so I'll get 25q squared divided by 4p to the power of 6, okay, times 4 over p minus 7, so bring that to the top. So I'll get 4p power 7 divided by q. Okay, and then I will get to simplify this. So this and that cancel. This cancels and I get cancelled that. This cancels with that. And I will get just 25 p cubed. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Write an inequality to represent a range of values of x shown on this number line. So this is 0, this is seems the stats are 0.2, right? So this is minus 0.6, and this is 0.8. Now, when you have a shaded circle, it's including that part, and when it's hollow, you exclude that. So that will be minus 0.6 less than or equals to x less than 0.8. Okay. Solve the following inequality. So I can actually multiply both sides by -2. However, when you multiply by a negative number, you need to flip the inequality sign. So 4x plus 3 is greater than or equals to -10. So 4x is greater than or equals to -13. X is greater than or equals to -13 over 4. We have this, given that 3v is root 25 minus x squared. Find the value of v when x is -3. So this is, you sub in -3, you get 25 minus 9, which is 16. Square root of that is 4. 3v equals to 4, so that means 4 over 3. Make x the subject. Okay, so we shall square both sides to get rid of the square root first. 9v squared equals to 25 minus x squared. X squared is 25 minus 9v squared. And x is plus minus the square root of this. Okay. Plus minus the square root of 25 minus 9v squared. Show that this is always divisible by 3. So 3n plus 1 square plus 2 equals to 9n square plus 6n plus 1 plus 2, which is 9n square plus 6n plus 3, which you can factor out 3. 3n square plus 2n plus 1. Since n is an integer, 3n plus 1 square plus 2 is always divisible by 3. Okay. The probabilities of Andrew, Ben, and Kayla passing the driving test are the following. What is the probability that only Andrew passes? So that will be Andrew pass, and Ben fails, and Caleb fails also. So that is 3 over 5 times, if there's a probability 2/3 that they pass, then it's 1/3 that they don't. And 3/4, you change that to 1/4. Okay, then let's see what the probability is. So this and that cancel, so it's 1 over 20. Find the probability that at least one of them pass the driving test. So for this is the complement method. What is the probability none of them pass, and 1 minus that. So you get 1 minus, what's the probability that Andrew doesn't pass? 2 over 5. Then the other two fractions will be the same as before. So let's see what this is. So this cancels to become 2. So actually we get 5 times 3 times 2, which is 30. So this is 29 over 30. Okay. The diagram shows triangle ABD and BCD in a straight line. Prove that ABC and DBA are similar. Okay, there's a common angle. And what else is there? Well, we are given these two angles actually. So we say angle BAC, check that the things are corresponding. BDA, BACADC, let's check that the angles are corresponding actually. So BDA is the same as CDA. So actually ADC, this. Okay, so this is given. And this is actually also equals to angle BDA. Okay, it's the same thing. And we all also know angle ABC is common, ABD is common. And therefore AA similarity, right? Okay, find the length of CD. Okay, so this is probably using the similar triangles. We have 7 and we have 5 on this side. So AB and DB are the corresponding sides, and BC and BA are the corresponding sides. Okay, so we have AB divided by BC equals to DB divided by BA, and it turns out that CD is 5 is BD minus 5, right? BD minus BC. So let's see. So AB is 7 and BC is 5, right? 7 over 5 equals to DB over 7. So therefore DB equals to 49 over 5. And we know CD is BD minus BC, right? So that's 49 over 5 minus 5, which is 24 over 5. Yeah. Okay. So you can leave your answer as 24 over 5. You can put it in decimal also. In decimal should be 4.8. Two empty paper cups are geometrically similar. Thickness of the paper is negligible. Big cup can be filled by 8 small cups. So that means the volume of the big cup is 8 times. Height of the smaller cup is 5 and the base area of the big cup is 26. Find the height of the big cup. Alright, so the volume ratio is 8 to 1. So the height ratio equals to the cube root of 8 to the cube root of 1, which is 2 is to 1. So it is 5 times 2, 10. Find the base area of the small cup. Okay, so this is the big cup. So area ratio is 2 square to 1 square, which is 4 to 1. So you take 26 divided by 4, you get 13 over 2. You can also write this as 6.5. The mass of one big cup is 8 times that of the small cups. Do you agree? This is interesting. But I would say I don't agree because the mass of the cup is mainly dependent on the paper, right? Okay. No, because the mass of the cups depends on the area of paper used, not the volume that it can hold. Okay. They have a hexagon, 3 interior angles. Remaining 3 interior angles are equal. Find x. Okay. So what is the sum of all angles? So sum of all interior angles will be you apply the n minus 2, right, formula. So 6 minus 2 times 180 degrees. This is 120 degrees. So let this be y, let this be y, and let this be y also. So we have 3y plus 90 degrees plus 135 degrees plus 120 degrees equals 720 degrees. Then we can find what is 3y. Oops. Is 375 degrees. Okay. Y is 125 degrees. And x is actually 360 degrees minus 125 degrees because angles are the point. which is 235 degrees. Okay. In the diagram, BP is parallel to CQ. We have these things, a lot of information. So these three are equal. ABP is 19, QCD is 68. Calculate angle CDA. So that is the one is over here. Show your working scalar, give reasons. Okay, so how to find this angle? Well, it's one of the base angle of isosceles triangle. So if we can find this angle, will be good. This one. So we have, oh, this is 68 degrees also. PBC. Let's start with that. So angle PBC equals to angle QCD equals to 68 degrees because of corresponding angles. And what are the parallel lines? BP and CQ, right? Is given. Okay, so we have 68 degrees here. So therefore angle ABC equals to 68 degrees minus 19 degrees, which is 49 degrees, and there's no need to give a reason for this. There's no special reason for this. You don't need to quote any reason. What else is there? We can find BAC. A bit tricky. Oh, actually, I have a bright idea. Angle ACB is also 49 degrees because of base angles of isosceles triangles. Okay, this is 49 degrees, and then you can use this to find the angle ACD. Okay, which is 180 degrees minus 49, which is 131. Yeah, then the base angles. So actually this is also 49 degrees. So I'll leave you to decide how. Angles 2 times of angle ADC rather, is 49 degrees because of sum of two interior angles, exterior angle. Interior, sorry. The sum of two exterior angles is equals to interior angle is the exterior angle, and base side angles of isosceles triangles also actually. So there's two reasonings here, double reason, and therefore angle ADC is 24.5. Okay. Another way to see this is to actually see that there's a circle you can draw through ACD. The C is the center, and AC and CD are radii, and then this is 49, right? So then angle at center is 2 times angle at circumference. So 49 divided by 2. So that's another possible way. Aladdin invested 20,000 in the savings account. Okay, R% per year, but it's compounded quarterly, so that means 4 times a year. Shows the total investment at the end of n years. Okay, so this is the compound interest formula, but it's modified slightly because we are going to compound per quarter. So this is the interest rate per payout, right? R over 100, but you will see actually it's 1 over 1000, so the R is 0.1% per quarter. Okay, so it's 0.1% per quarter. but we want the yearly interest rate, right? So actually this is 0.4, which is 4 times of that. And how many years do we go? Well, we actually have to pay 20 20 quarters, which is 20 divided by 4 is 5 years. Okay. Sketch this graph showing clearly the turning point and the y-intercept. Okay. For this, we know that the turning point is at x equals to 2. Okay. So, and 5, right? So 2 and 5, so that's somewhere here. Okay. So this is 5, and we draw the graph here. So let's see. What happens at x equals to 0, actually? We want the y-intercept. So 2 squared is 4, so it's at 1, right? Okay. So it will go through that point, and it will cut the origin. It will cut the x-axis just slightly to the left, something like that. Okay. Don't make it like straight at any point. Something like that. Y equals to 5 minus x minus 2 squared. So this is the point 2, and this is 1. Okay. Explain why 5 minus x minus 2 squared equals to 7 now have a solution. So this one is quite simple. Line y equals to 7 lies completely above the curve. Okay. Factorize the following completely. Okay. We can factor out 3, which is 9x squared minus 4, which is the difference of 2 squares. So 3x and 2. So 3x minus 2, and 3x plus 2. Hence simplify the following. Okay. So let's see what this is. We get 5 over 3x minus 2, 3x plus 2, plus 2 over 2 minus 3x. I shall write this as 5 over 3x minus 2, 3x plus 2, and we'll make a common denominator. So 2 minus 3x, I want 3x minus 2, so I'll make a minus here. I'll multiply by 3, and I'll multiply by 3x plus 2. So I'll get 6 3x plus 2 divided by 3x minus 2, 3x plus 2. So let's see what we get. So this is minus 12, so this is 5. Okay, so this is equals to negative 18x and minus 7. So 18x plus 7 divided by 3x minus 2, 3x plus 2. Yeah. You can, if you want, you can write this as 18x plus 7 divided by 2 minus 3x, 2 plus 3x. But I don't think it matters. A fraction is such that its denominator is 3 more than its numerator. When 1 is added to both the numerator, the result is 7 over 8. Okay. So let the original fraction be x divided by x plus 3, because the denominator is 3 more, right? So then we have x plus 1 divided by x plus 4, add 1 to both, we'll get 7 over 8. Okay, so we have to solve an equation. So cross multiply, we get 8x plus 8 equals to 7x plus 28. Okay, so from here we see that x equals to 20. And then as a result, we get 20 over 23. And if you check, you can add 1, you get 21 over 24, which is indeed 7 over 8. Vector. Okay. Find the coordinates of P So these are relative to an origin O, I'm assuming. So to find OP, how can you find OP? Well, I know what is OQ. Let me just write down the vector OQ. This is 0 and 5. Okay, how to find PQ? Okay, OQ is OP plus PQ, right? So that is to say that OP plus PQ is OQ, so OP equals to PQ minus OQ. Sorry. No, it's OQ minus PQ actually. You can also write this as OQ plus QP, and then of course you will see that it is indeed OP. So this is 0, 5 minus 2 minus 3, right? And this is minus 2 and 8. So we'll write this in coordinates form as minus 2 and positive 8. Calculate the length of QR. So to get QR, you can get how to get QR. Oh yes, QR can be written as PR minus PQ, right? So that will be minus 3, 9 minus 2, negative 3, which is negative 5 and 12. Okay. So the magnitude of the vector QR is the square of negative 5 squared plus 12 squared, which is 169 square root of that, which is actually 13 exactly. Very nice. Okay. Sets. Circle the correct statement. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so I think this is about understanding of sets. So the set containing 7 is an element of C. Actually, this is not true because C is the set 247. The set does not contain any other set. It only contains integers. So actually, you cannot say that 7 as a set is an element of C. That's not true. It's what we call a subset of C. B union C is 4. Okay, that's obviously false because it is 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. If it was intersect, then it would be correct. 9 is a subset of B. This is correct. It's a proper subset actually. So yes, this is also correct. A intersect B is this. A intersect B, there are no elements common to A and B, which makes it the null set. However, this is actually the set that contains the null set, not specifically the null set. A set that contains the null set is not a null set. So this is not true. 5 is not an element of the complement of A. Well, 5 is an element of A itself, so this must be true. Find A complement intersect C. So x is a positive integer and x is less than 10, so that is actually all the positive integers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So we know what is in A prime, A complement, is actually 1. Actually, you'll notice that A is all the prime numbers, right? So it will be 1. So 1 is part of both sets. 2, 3, 4 is in 4 is also a set. No, wait, sorry. Oh, it's not A intersect B, it's A prime intersect C. So it's not 1. So the A prime, you can actually list A prime if you want. So A prime is 1, 4, 6, 8, and 9. And you'll see that the only common element is 4. So it's the set 4, that's it. Describe in words the elements in set B. Well, it's actually 1, 4, 9 are all perfect squares, right? So the set of all positive integers x less than 10, which are perfect squares. Okay? There are 5 numbers, some information about the numbers here. Range, mean, median, mode. Find the numbers. Okay. So we know first of all that total. So 9 is the mode. If a data set has a mode, that means that there has to be one that's more common, right? So I know that, and median is 8. So that means the middle number is 8. So we have to fill in the blanks. So let's see. So the median is 8, and that must be in the middle. 9 is the mode, which means there must be 2 9s. The range is 6. Okay, the range is 6 means that the biggest element is already 9. So that means 9 minus 6, which is 3. So 3 must be the smallest number. And then the mean means that the total is equals to 7 times 5, right? Because there are 5 numbers, which is 35. So what is 3 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9? Is 18 plus 11, 29. So this must be a 6. Okay? The average mass of 5 boys is 68 kg and their equals 55. Caleb takes the average. Why is Caleb not correct? Okay. Well, it's because the number of boys and girls is different now. Okay. The correct average is to find the total mass of the boys and the total mass of the girls and then divide by the total number. So that would be 5 times 68 plus 8 times 55, then divide by 13. Okay? That looks like a plus. It's a times. And it turns out that it divides by 13 very nicely. We get exactly 60 kg. Okay? Oh, scale drawing. Okay, this looks like construction. I don't think I can answer this. Okay, I'm on a digital paper, as you can see, so I can't really measure this. So what you can do though is you take note of the scale. So use a ruler to measure. So what I'll just explain what the measure is. So use ruler to measure PQ, multiply by 0.5. That will be the answer. Okay. This one measure PQ in cm. Okay. Yeah. Measure the bearing of P from S. Once again, I can't really do that, but bearing of P from S, you always refer to the north, so that will be this angle. Okay. Construct the angle bisector of PQR. Okay, I cannot do this again, but I'll show you how it's done. You would use your compass and you mark 2 points which are equidistant. You then you put your compass needle here and you draw an arc that looks something like that. No, your needle will be here, so you just draw an arc that looks something like that. How do you draw like that? Then you put your compass needle here and you draw an arc that looks something like that. Okay? Then you use a ruler to come and join the line. You get the idea. Okay? Construct the perpendicular bisector of RS. Okay. So let me extend this line a bit. RS, to make the perpendicular bisector, you put your compass needle on R, you pick a point that's at least half the distance, then you draw an arc. Then you keep the same distance, you draw on the other side, you draw an arc. Then you join the intersection of the two of them. And that will be your bisector. Let me try to get it a bit more. Okay. Okay. Alright, something like that. A water fountain is to be built in the park, nearer to R than to S and equidistant to PQ and QR. Okay, so nearer to R means that it must lie on this side of the bisector, and equidistant from PQ and QR means that it must lie on the angle bisector. So it's anywhere on this line basically that is before the intersection. It's anywhere before this point. So I'll just put this point now. Okay. Emmet is going to Europe. We have this. Emmet went to the money changer on the 6th to change $1,200 to euros. So on the 6th is wow. How to count now? I think the 6th is this one. Yeah. The way they make is not very good because you see the parallax error. I think it's 6 okay. So on the 6th it was actually $1.6 per euro. Take note that this is dollars per euro. So to get euros, I need to divide. So 1200 divide by 1.6. Okay, and this is it's 750 exactly. Okay, so 750 euros. The accommodation per night at Europe is 120 euros. Convert the accommodation cost to dollars. Use the graph to work out the difference between the greatest and least possible accommodation cost per night. So of course we circle the extreme points in the graph. 1.605 seems to be the highest point, which is here and here. And here is the lowest point, which is you read to half of the smallest. So the problem here is that it's not actually on the scale, but you always read to half the smallest division. So this will be 1.5775. Okay, so this is 1.5775. Always read to half the smallest division. So this is dollars per euro. I have 120 euros. So to get dollars, I need to take the euros times these exchange rates. Okay, so least will be 120 times the smallest exchange rate, which is 1.5775, which is 189.30, and the greatest is 120 times 1.605. Is it? Yeah, 1.605. And this is 192.6. So difference is the greatest minus least. Which is just 3.3. 330. Okay? Whenever you're doing money, you always leave it to 2dp. Alright? So that's it for Hawaii, paper 1. Overall, I think it's a not too difficult paper. Soon I will send up the solution for the Methodist Girls EMAth paper 1 before the EMAth paper 1 O level on Monday. So all the best for those taking that paper, and I'll see you next time.